Alrighty, here we go. We are live. Straight Politicking. And all you suckers out there in the city of angels. And I'm Alex Alonso, 101. I'm joined with my co-host, Munchie B, the mayor, from out the city of Inglewood. And you finally dropped that song you've been sitting on for quite a while, right?
Yup, since later last year. Yup.
That song is about a year old?
Yeah, like mid to the end of last year. I had it and Mozzy hopped on it and blessed me with a cold verse. So everybody go check that out. Boogie Down, Munchie B featuring Mozzy.
So they could just find that on your music YouTube channel, but did you put it on all the other audio platforms as well?
Anywhere you could click. Boogie Down, Munchie B featuring Mozzy. Anywhere you could click.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right here, the poster for it with, looks like a little yellow tape, some cones, a couple of, what are those things called? Little yellow markers they put when they find bullet cases in the street.
Showcases, yeah.
I think those, what are those called? Evidence, I don't remember. You got a couple of those in the image. And a little bit of controversy has been erupted from the song. Mm-hmm. Would you say?
Yeah. I guess a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? Some lyrics that got mixed up. I said to the ops to kill the crap with they capping ASS, and people they didn't understand that I said crap instead of the disrespectful word for crip. You know what I'm saying?
So you just said kill the crap.
Kill the crap.
Kill the crap.
They capping ASS, and then they thought it was the disrespectful word for crip.
And I guess you used the word crap because it rhymed with the next bar.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when I first heard the line, I knew the word ended with a P.
Right.
I knew that it ended in a P, but I wasn't exactly sure what you completely said because you was rapping pretty fast. But it was clear that the word ended with a P, crap. So I don't know if my ears are better than most, but I never thought that you said the water-living animal that represents the diss to the Crips.
Okay, a few content creators reacted to it, one being Young and Hefe, and then when you go through his comments, everybody was clear that it said crap with a P. You know what I'm saying?
So those people had better ears than me. So that was right off the dribble. They were saying you said crap.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so I take it as you're not used to black people saying crap. You know, white people like, that's a crappy car, or you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't really our lingo, but you know what I'm saying? But
I think it just changes by generation. I remember my dad used to say, man, I'm about to go take a crap. To take a shit. I'm about to take a crap.
yeah, I need use cut the crap a couple times. I mean, cut the crap. Like, so I don't know, but yeah, I just want to make that clear for sure. You know what I'm saying? So it don't be no discrepancies with nobody. I be moving around, podding with Spotty Face and Young Ant, or I interviewed Crips like G Malone, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no disrespect or nothing like that. Just, you know what I mean? I guess they felt it wasn't legible for them to hear.
Well, it looks like it just turned into a non-issue. I wouldn't even call it what you characterized it as, a misunderstanding. It's not even a misunderstanding.
I was looking for the right word, but yeah.
A misunderstanding means like there's two conflicting positions that one is confused over the other, and just a little bit of communication will iron it out.
And it did. It got straightened out. They're like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? The word sounded like, and you know what I feel? I feel that not intentionally, but I'm an alpha blood. You know what I'm saying? So they probably assuming that that's how I would come. But as of lately, a lot of years the leading up to the present time, I ain't even been on no disrespectful stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, but I think that I don't know. People probably just I got that stigma or whatever.
I mean, we be tiptoeing around the disrespectful terms. I don't even think it's a big deal to even say it. Sometimes we don't even want to say it, you know.
Hey, but guess what? I made it clear on No Jumper a few times that I'm not watching my mouth having a regular conversation. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to Ocean Prime and I'm telling somebody I got some crab legs, I'm not about to try to censor myself just having a regular conversation. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? But if, you know when somebody deliberately being disrespectful, that's something different.
And it seems to be more offensive when the disrespect is public, because I know for a fact that at least 70% of the people that call themselves content creators that represent a hood, when they're on their phone with their homies, they're slob this, crab that. They're doing all of that in their conversations.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone sometimes listening to these guys talking behind the scenes,
Yeah.
And I guess if it's a private conversation, it's a private conversation, right?
Yeah. I talk how I talk amongst my peers.
Yeah.
Sure, but I ain't out to disrespect nobody though. But I talk how I talk when I'm in a lax environment or around my peers. We speak we speak freely. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna guess that Cartoon don't talk like that when he's talking privately.
He don't even use profanity.
Yeah, I don't know for 100%, but I would say Cartoon most likely does not do that. And another person I know for a fact that doesn't do it is Skip Townsend. Skip Townsend don't talk like that, even privately.
I give Skip Townsend more the benefit of the doubt than Cartoon. Now Cartoon and turned a new leaf. He not even going by Cartoon no more on his platform. He calling this Tony.
Yeah.
It's your big fella Tony. You know what I'm saying? But not even like a year and a half ago, I would consider Cartoon 5'3" or Tony Alpha Crip.
Yeah.
He got a lot of Avalon pride. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he was talking to Mike says, yeah, back in the days we was on them slobs. Like I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? But
But both most everybody is doing it. I know for a fact Brick Baby talk like that privately.
Yeah, Brick Baby done said BS on the internet, so I know he talked like that privately for sure.
So I think at the end of the day, man, it's just it's a non-story. It's a non-issue.
Right. Ain't no issue. I just thought it'd be cool to clear it up completely. You know what I'm saying? Because the metaverse is narrative based. You know what I mean? People they spin a narrative, run with it, and for some people it become fact. You know what I mean? So
here, let me play a few seconds of the song for those who haven't heard. Here we go.
Let's get it going, Munchie. Hit the Rollin, honey, send him running, Munchie. Let's take it in the house. I think he coming, Munchie. I'm Mary on my feet, stack jeans, let the pants sag. Tell the ops to kill a crap with they capping ass. Back and forth before Drake.
Yeah, that's the bar right there. I think we're through some people who may not have had the critical skills to identify the proper term is that the bar before that was about the enemy.
yeah, I said about taking me back to the old me, pulling up on Brian Hurst, get it going, and sending our homie Rolling Hunters running it. Yeah.
You also said the ops though.
Tell the ops to kill a crap with they capping ass. Yeah.
So all right, man, go tap in with that song.
Everybody do, please do.
It needs a video though.
Yeah, I'm communicating with Mozzy right now, trying to get that done.
It needs a video, man. He's in LA, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You could shoot that in Inglewood, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. We in the city with it.
Where would you want to shoot it at if you could pick a spot?
Probably Darby Park.
Okay. The administration there don't be tripping?
The people that work at the park?
Yeah.
No, the people at the park watch this grow up. You know what I'm saying? They good.
Some parks are ready to call the police.
They good. Nah, Darby Park, they got love for us. They watch this grow up.
I don't know if you guys remember my Altadena Blocc Crip interview from I don't know, like almost 10 years ago, maybe like 8. We were in the park in Altadena, and guess what happened? We got kicked out the park. They came, the administration, whoever runs the park. Y'all can't do no interview here, blah, blah, this. We about to call the police. So the second half of the interview is on another street. So I always ask people that. They always say, hey, pull up at the park. I'm like, are y'all sure that we ain't going to have no issue in the park? And some parks, there's going to be an issue. And obviously, a lot of parks, there is no issue.
I'll take it to Darty Park, and I'll go to the bottoms. I'll go to the Crenshaw Mafias. You know, where you want to see a dead body in the beginning of Boys in the Hood and where they shot Snowfall at and all that, I'll take it to the bottoms. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Bring everybody out.
Where all the apartment buildings is at?
Mm-hmm.
They don't got no park over there, though.
Nah, they ain't got no park.
Crenshaw Mafia don't have a park, I don't think.
We'll just be on Woodworth out there deep, man.
Yeah. But man, this word that I guess stirred a few people up. I remember when I interviewed Big Stretch from Fruit Town Brim.
Mm-hmm.
Bro was freely saying that in the interview and didn't give an F. And I edited it down as best as I could, but some of them I couldn't edit out because the point he was making was too strong. So I let about 3 or 4 of those in, and people got a little upset with me.
Big Stretch.
Yes, and the flesh looking good as usual.
I was gonna say part 2, but this is more like part 3
3.
because we did one like almost 10 years ago by the library, which is destroyed now.
Yeah, destroyed. That's over with.
Yeah, that was 2007 or 8.
Yep.
That was 10 years ago, and then we did another one about 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, about 4 years ago.
And here we are, 2018, and you still in the neighborhood, man.
Still over here. The little bits and pieces we still got around this mother.
Okay, why do you say the little bits and pieces?
This shit is over, man. This shit is security on every corner. It's cameras on every corner. The college done bought up everything possible. And the little people that still holding on, they holding on, but they about to give up too, because now it went up. The prices of the houses they buying from is $1 million. This is no longer a black neighborhood with any gang activity in it. And niggas is out here shooting and killing and faking for these rap niggas. You rap niggas is fake. All you LA rap niggas on Bloods, my nigga, y'all know me. I do security at the clubs, my nigga. I don't even be partying with you niggas and I be right there in your face. And all you niggas know me, blood. Like a real blood. Even at V-Lounge, all of this shit, AOD, my nigga. Blood, y'all niggas know me in Morano, all of these little Hollywood clubs, Argyle, church on Sunday, all that shit y'all go to, I'll be there, blood. Crazy girls, I see you niggas. It's fake, homie. You niggas is baking it with the crabs. Y'all dick riding the crabs. Then they shooting your homies in the back after the show. Then y'all get on Instagram and say, oh, stop the violence. But you flamed up and you calling the homies to bick it with the crabs. We don't got our own shit together in our own motherfucking backyard, my nigga. So how the f you gonna bick it with crabs? And wonder why niggas is getting shot.
But it was I couldn't edit around his message. And he was completely cool with it. So if you got a problem with that interview now that's several years old, take that up with Big Stretch. I'm sure he'll love to have a conversation with you face to face.
I'm trying to think about censoring people when they dissing hoods. I think I got more so a problem with the racial slurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you interviewing somebody, you want to get the raw them, and that's how they is at that time of their life or whatever. Like I don't got problems with the dishes, bro. But just the racial slurs. You don't call no Asian, no nip, or you don't call no black person the ER. You don't call no. You know what I'm saying? You know the gang slur. I mean the no for the Mexicans, none of that. Like that's more so a problem to me though.
You know, I never considered censoring that, but we did an episode close to a month ago where I said I particularly don't like the words wetback and for Mexicans. That whole episode got demonetized for those two words. And I'm speaking against using those words. And I know it was their automated system that did it. I tried to appeal it, but it didn't work. But I don't know if it was wetback or which one you think did it, or both of them.
The wet.
Yeah. I'll have to do a little censoring right during this episode, but I never thought of those words having to be censored.
I don't think it's the B word. I think it's the
W one.
Yeah, it's the W one.
Yeah, we'll say WB. Hey, you know what? The famous Mexican used to call his own people that, and he's all in the news now because of some allegations that he got accused of, even though he's been deceased for 30 years. But Cesar Chavez used to call Mexicans WBs all the time. He didn't want them coming here illegally because there was already enough of them here working in the farms, and he felt like if they came in droves, it was going to throw off the economic balance that the Mexicans in California already had.
Cesar Chavez. Oh no, I never heard that. That's crazy. That's weak to me.
I know that's a little insane that you call your own people a WB. But this is also the 60s and 70s. So remember, you got to put yourself in that time period. Hey, when I was in elementary school,
Oh man, he's still wrong. But go ahead.
I used to hear that word in elementary school all the time, and I'm talking about the early 80s. You know, so I don't really hear it too much nowadays. But they did play a clip of Cesar Chavez, and he was just I never heard Cesar Chavez speak like that.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to brush up on that one.
Yeah, and then of course now they got these rape allegations against him. That is
So he was out there on the farm, graping people,
allegedly. Yeah, and his partner in the movement is accusing him. You know, and she's almost 100 years old. So you know you gotta put that into the equation. We're listening to a woman that's 96 years old accusing a man that she has 2 children with of sexual assault that happened in 1960 and 1966.
Yeah, they got a school in Compton, a probation school called Cesar Chavez.
Oh man, they're talking about stripping his name from all these places now. From some allegations. So
I mean, if they gonna do that with him, they gotta do that to a lot of other people too. It's a lot of people that got foul play or just did wrong in their time in office or, you know what I'm saying, in a day period. But you know,
or even before they changed. Malcolm X was out here pimping and pandering when he was a youngster. But I guess because that happened.
But it ain't how you start, it's how you end.
Yeah, you know, that was his start. Of course, he transitioned into the orator he became. But the allegations on Cesar Chavez are like during his reign as the head of the farm workers union, he allegedly was doing these things. But it's crazy that we're hearing about this 30 years after the fact. And
Yeah, I don't even know if that lady credible. She too old though.
here's my thing about allegations against high profile agitators like Malcolm X, like Cesar Chavez, like MLK. FBI has a file on all these people. FBI had been surveilling and listening to the conversations of all these people. So if these allegations are true, all you got to do is ask the FBI. The FBI knows every woman that Martin Luther King cheated on his wife with. You know, they know every trip that Malcolm X took. They knew all the phone calls and conversations he was having. They was doing the same with Cesar Chavez because he was considered an agitator. So I wonder what's the FBI's position on these new allegations against Cesar Chavez.
I don't know if the lady credible in my opinion because she old, bro. I don't know if she going through like what is he called?
Dementia?
Dementia, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. She almost a century.
Yeah, well, Dolores Huerta is an icon out here. The woman is so accomplished that we talked about murals. She had a mural 30 years ago. You know, she had murals up in the 90s because of all her accomplishments and how she supported her folks. So she's beloved out here in California and all up and down the Central Valley, down to L.A. But of course, that's a different time period in the 90s. She's about to be 100, bro. I hope she makes it to 100. I love seeing people make it to 100.
Man, that's big.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we gotta censor some of these terms that affect our message to the masses on the internet. But I don't know about censoring the gang disses. I try to ask people. My platform that's not what it's about. But if you need to say that to communicate your message, because really what Big Stretch's message was is that like the Bloods out here ain't united, and the Crips out here not only the Crips united, but they shooting us every time they can.
That's funny. That it's the other way around though.
You think so? Well,
yeah, and the Crips think so also. The Crips is way more divided than Bloods. So I don't know why you look at it like that.
Well, his context was in the way in the music sense. So he was talking about Nipsey Hussle, G Perico. All these Crips is doing their thing. Mm-hmm. All these Crips are coming together. All these Crips got these shows. But anytime a Blood tries to move out here, it's shoot them. So I think it was a particular context. And then he was working in these clubs as a security at one point. So he was seeing all the ins and outs of the clubs. And hey, he even told, look, this is a story. I edited this whole part out. He told a Big U story about the security at these clubs. And I took that whole part out.
Oh, man, you need to go dig that up out the archive and release that.
Well, I'll release it after his case is over. Because it could possibly...
oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But I told Big Stretch, I'm taking that out. I don't care what you... I'm taking that out. I ain't trying to do all that. Because I'm out here every day, Big Stretch. And sometimes you disappear, you pop up, you disappear, you come back. But I'm going to drop that eventually. Because it was actually very interesting because he was a security in all these clubs.
Yeah, no, I think...
Remember when Secret Sundays was popping?
Yeah, I remember.
What years was this? This is like, what, 17, 18?
No, earlier than that, like 13, 14. Yep, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, so he was talking about that period. G Perico was out already.
Yeah, but he, so, that was 13, 14 for sure.
And then he made some good points about when these Crip rappers come out, they bringing all their homies with them, and they can't control their homies, and their homies out here, some of their homies is hungry, and they gonna do what they gonna do, and they're not even gonna stop them from doing what they gonna do.
I don't even got no hood right now. My whole hood is the city now. I go through everywhere around this motherfucker, so I'm seeing how over there in Baldwin Village and the Jays, they doing their stuff. They got their label. They pushing. They on the radio. We go through the Athens, RJ and them pushing, doing their stuff. Everybody is really pushing, doing their stuff. You go to the Nickersons, J-Rock and them got that shit on lockdown. What you gonna do? We got all of the major cities. You go off in Inglewood, 211 and them, Rucci and them, my nigga S-Mac, BIP, them, come on, my. The city, just look at it. Every city has a Damu that's big in it. And we ain't tripping on nobody. We on Instagram talking about, oh, that's my crippin' homie. Y'all got these little skinny ass, ugly ass crab bitches running around here with tattoos on their face, thinking that's your boo, cause she got your name on her face. And these motherfuckers, it's not your boo, they your spy. You dumb nigga. Fingers is paralyzed right now. Fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was messing with Joe Moses.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Mr. Joe Moses, AOB and the NWB, and we Sue Whoop and a Lil Sue Wop. You feel me?
So what happened to Fingers?
He's paralyzed. He did a show. The crew that's supposed to be with him, that's always whooping and swooping with him, wasn't there. Krabs walked up, confronted him on a live interview, turned around, and another that was with him supposedly opened the side door or some old bitch ass shit, and they shot the homie. And he's paralyzed. I don't like you niggas no more. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. I'm from a different generation than you. They dick riding each other for friends and likes instead of real life shit. The internet got these niggas believing something that don't even exist is what's going on out here. And that shit ain't true. These Broadway niggas, BG, Perico, whatever his name is, these is real Crip niggas. This nigga Nip, these is real Crip niggas. I be amongst they little parties and shit sometimes. Them is real Crip niggas. Them ain't no actors. Them ain't no side niggas. Them ain't no valley niggas. Them is niggas that was born and raised right here. So they circles is different. When they come to the table, they coming to the table with hungry wolves. When they meeting up, and they can't control their wolves. They don't even try to control their wolves. They don't give a if y'all turn up these niggas over here. That's how they feel. But Bloods is, we got to get this celebrity and that celebrity, and we can get this promoter and that promoter, and we can let him say Blood. Now the white boy, he's a Paru now because he got a video camera and he's been putting our videos on, you know? No, he's the Jewish guy over there. He's from Blackstone now. We're on. We're cool. That shit fake, my nigga. They done shot the white boy up over there and the Jays killed him.
I notice a lot of Crip rappers gravitate to Bloods. If you know G Perico, he around a lot of Bloods. He be around a lot of Brims and Pyrus. A lot. And look how Mac 10 went and signed CJ Mack from Rollin 60s. Or Mac 10 signed G Malone from 7th Street Watts Crib. I don't know how true it is, but the game act like he was instrumental in helping Nipsey Hussle. I don't know. I can't really stamp that, but that's his claim. Well, I don't look at Wack 100 like a real Pyro, but you know, he aided Blueface a whole lot. Because you get some examples the other way around where the Crips helped the Blood, and Ice Cube not a Crip.
Yeah. Where Crips backed Bloods in the music.
Right. Even Suge Knight put the Crips on, all the Dog Pound dudes. So like, where is it in history where the Crips look out for the Bloods though?
I'd have to do some research on that. But I can't think like DJ Quick seems like he put himself on, right? He came out early in the 90s, and
DJ Quick was instrumental and helped Sugar Free out a lot. That's a lot of his production. A lot of his beats. Sugar Free from on the Trey 57. He's a Crip. That's what I'm saying. Where is it where the Crips is helping the Bloods?
Well, how many Crips are in positions to put people in the game?
Quite a few.
Okay, maybe like Dub C. Maybe
he a OG. Well,
hey, I'm thinking of like older rappers from that Crip movement in music that are now probably in a producer status. Like for a minute, Snoop was trying to sign a few guys, but nothing really panned out.
Nothing Damu related.
And well, I think it was because he's trying to promote Long Beach, so by default.
But it's in my intro, Morals Over Money. I threw it in there. He shouted me out a few times, so I appreciate that.
Who did?
Snoop.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if Dub C started representing any younger acts, but he counts, don't he?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of one Crip that aided the Damu. But I could name a plethora of Bloods that aided the Crips.
What about when Eazy-E was doing his thing? He had a bunch of guys up under him.
No Bloods.
He even had some Mexicans.
MC Ran, well, he's from Kelly Park. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got the dudes from Ohio, Bone Thugs from Ohio. You got the Mexican, was it Kid Frost?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? NWA, it wasn't no,
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll help us out. The viewers will help us out with this, but I bet you they ain't gonna come up with nothing. Bet.
Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna slide to Inglewood, man, because we talked about this last week about this guy that was killed named Brian Bostic by the Inglewood PD, and here we are more than a week later, and the police chief, I got an article here, says Inglewood Police Chief silent as Brian Bostic's family joins Ben Crump, attorney Ben Crump, to demand justice. Let me read a little here. The family of Brian Bostic, who died in Inglewood, California, in police custody on March 10th, will stand alongside community leaders to demand immediate action from the Inglewood city officials. They are calling on Mayor James Butts and the City of Inglewood Council to urgently approve body cameras for all Inglewood police officers. That has come up several times on Straight Politicking, Munchie. You have made sure that the listeners were aware that the City of Inglewood does not have body cams.
Right. I was informed by my lawyer, Miss Evan Davis, that IPD is one of the very few departments that don't have body cams based on I had some legal troubles last year.
And that will be changing soon, because we did a story, I believe it was Stockton, where something happened. They didn't have body cameras, but as of 2026, that city is going to be getting body cameras. So I think it's just a matter of time before all cities have them, especially cities with at least 100,000 people should have them. I would say every department should have it, but I know it takes time. The article continues. In addition, the Bostic family is demanding that the California Attorney General, Rob Bonta, launch an independent investigation into the circumstances surrounding Brian Bostic's death. The family has made it clear they do not trust the Inglewood Police Department to investigate itself without bias or accountability. What do you think about that?
I agree with the family. I agree with the family.
Yeah, I knew you was.
Wholeheartedly.
I knew you was going to agree with that one. So they want the California's #1 investigator to jump on top of this. Outrage continues to grow as Inglewood Police Chief Mark Fronterata has yet to make a single public statement regarding the incident, further fueling community anger and distrust. Mayor Butts only issued a public statement Sunday evening, and that came after mounting pressure from ongoing protests led by the Bostic family, Yolanda Davison Carter, and Najee Ali, director of Project Hope. I wonder if I can get Najee to tell us what he knows. But what do you think about that so far? I guess Mayor Butts did make a statement.
I want to hear the statement.
His statement was probably done in a memo as opposed to a video. So it says here, nationally renowned attorney Ben Crump has agreed to represent the Bostic family. The family and community leaders say that this is just the beginning, and they will not stop until there is justice for Brian Bostic. And then there's a picture of Brian's niece, little girl, holding up a sign. The sign says, "Why did y'all kill my favorite uncle? I'm waiting for answers." What the heck happened to Brian Bostic, Munchie?
They got no answers for us. They still silent. This happened March 10th.
Let me see if there is a clip. I was told there's a clip here. Here we go. Family demands answers.
A family in Inglewood is demanding answers after a man died in police custody during a traffic stop nearly 2 weeks ago.
And the answers the family is searching for could have come from body camera footage, but Inglewood police are not equipped with them.
Our Macy Jenkins spoke to the family and Mayor Butts one-on-one tonight. She joins us live in Inglewood with that interview that you're seeing for the first time here on NBC4. Macy.
Kathy and Camilla, the family says they want to know what happened during that traffic stop, why he was pulled over, and how he died. The city says it's up to the medical examiner's office to determine the cause of death and up to the DA's investigation to shed light on what happened leading up to it.
No justice, no peace.
The family of 37-year-old Brian Bostic in mourning after he died in the custody of Inglewood Police on March 10th.
We don't know what happened. We're so heartbroken. It's unimaginable, really.
One of Bostic's cousins told NBC4 he was on his way to Gardenia Memorial Hospital to visit his girlfriend when he was pulled over for a traffic stop at the corner of Hillcrest and Nutwood in Inglewood around 9:30 p.m. Our only view of what happened coming from these photos someone took from inside of the restaurant across the street. Inglewood Mayor James Butts explains what officers described.
After they made contact with Mr. Bostic, they made an observation of what they believed an attempt to hide something.
That's when the mayor says a struggle ensued. Additional officers arrived and Bostic was arrested.
At that time, he was sweating profusely, and he had a contusion on his cheek. They called paramedics to examine him. Paramedics came, examined him, cleared him to be taken to the station and booked.
But when the officers got to the station, the mayor says they noticed Bostic wasn't breathing and started CPR. Paramedics arrived and later pronounced him dead. His aunt Marie Darden recounts her recent conversation with Mayor Butts.
So he said, I can assure you that Brian was alive in the back of the police car before they got to the police station.
What was your reaction when he said that?
I told him crap. That's bull crap. You know, because it's just no way. It's just no way. It should be body cams. How could you assure me that if you weren't there at the crime?
I brought their concerns directly to Mayor Butts today.
They said this is another black man who's died at the hands of police, specifically Inglewood Police. Do you feel that's an accurate characterization of your police officers, and what do you say to that?
Look, I understand the family's grief and anger, but that's absolutely untrue as it relates to the Inglewood Police Department.
They're very upset that Inglewood PD doesn't have body-worn cameras, that they could have the answers to their questions.
But Mayor Butts says their answers will likely come from the cause of death and results of the DA's investigation.
And so the cameras wouldn't change that outcome.
Still, he says the city is in the process of overhauling its police software system to include integrated body-worn cameras that can start recording automatically. When officers will actually start wearing them is still unclear. Meanwhile, Bostic's loved ones are asking the community to share any video they might have of the traffic stop to help them process his death.
He spoke life into you. If you were having a bad day, he could lift you up. Brian was truly something special, which is why we're all out here today.
The mayor says these three things will happen: an internal investigation by Inglewood PD, an investigation of the incident by the district attorney's office, and an autopsy by the medical examiner here in LA County. He says he's sorry for the family's loss and hopes they get clarification in due time. Reporting live in Inglewood tonight, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.
Man, they were able to get Butts on camera in an interview.
They could, one out of the three, they could keep the internal Inglewood Police investigation, because you don't want Inglewood Police investigating Inglewood Police. So that don't never go right. That's their peers. They not gonna do a proper investigation. But what's that? What type of attorney? The district DA or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that and proper autopsy. That's something different. But nobody care about that internal IPD investigation.
No, you cannot trust the police to investigate the police. You need an outside body,
right,
or a higher level body like the California state government, who has no dog in this fight,
right,
to reveal what really happened. Obviously, whatever they quote unquote said Brian was hiding, he wasn't hiding nothing, because that would have been part of the story, that they found a gun on him or they found something illegal on him. That would have been, Mayor Butts would have been leading the interview with the shit they found illegal in Brian Bostic's custody. Obviously, he didn't have anything illegal. So what happened when they thought he was hiding something and apparently he wasn't hiding anything illegal? What happened? A physical confrontation? How do you have a contusion on your face? Did you hear that part?
Yeah, man, but early on, I already got put over at 10 and arrived to the station at 10:15.
Yeah.
If my recollection served me right, and that's like impossible, because if you put somebody over at 10, you come to the window, ask for whatever you supposed to want, registered, license, and then if you get a tussle starts or whatever, then that's 12 minutes. And then how you gonna go from right there to the station call that in, then transport to the state. Like how you didn't? They just making that up, bro. He died on one of them back streets, Nowood Locust. He died right there, and then it's a cover up evidently, but it's all gonna come out.
And another thing is that the coroner has already did what they do when dead bodies come into the coroner's office, but they will not allow the coroner to release their conclusions. So then that comes from the request by the police. The police could ask the coroner, "Can you not release the cause of death just yet?" So why are they covering it up? That's another thing.
Yeah, I could see if they was trying to suppress that to help their investigation, but this ain't a homicide where somebody else, an outside person that unalived them. This something with the law enforcement. Why the parents can't know, the family can't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And if you go to the coroner's website, it says here that, let me see, let me pull up his Brian Bostic, age 37. Cause of death is deferred, meaning it's been, they decided to not publicly release it. So the coroner knows the cause of death. They already determined the cause of death, but they won't publish it.
So he basically the same age as me. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It says here, black male, 37 years old. They used to put the birth dates on here. They stopped putting birth dates. I guess it's too much information. March 10th, day of death. Place of death, law enforcement agency. I wonder if that also means in the car. Law enforcement agency sounds like the police station as opposed to the back of a car.
Okay, for the viewers, if you getting taken in, you know what I'm saying, you going to jail, IPD taking you to jail, you will enter through the alleyway, a gate opens, and then you pull in, the gate pulls close behind you, and then they take you out the car, and then this door you walk in, and to the right, it's all the jailers who that be there opening and closing cells, and that's gonna fingerprint you, and there's 3 holding cells right there in the front, right across. You know what I'm saying? You could talk through from the cell to the window, give information or however to take your shoestrings out and everything like that. So maybe when they pulled in that gate, maybe, and that's giving them some bail. They notice it when they about to take them out the car to take them inside all the way in the station. But I don't know, man. It's all gonna come out though.
Yeah, they did something to him. Remember, I think I speculated that maybe they tased him. Sometimes the tasing can kill somebody, even though it's supposed to be non-lethal.
Right.
But even non-lethal bullets can kill you.
I mean, if you get tased, if you got anything underlying, like you have seizures or stuff like that it could kill you.
So they don't want to tell us right now. They know, but Mayor Butts knows. They all know, and they just don't want us to know. But that's why they got civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump is going to start doing requests for all the documents, and they're going to have a lawsuit on their hand for sure.
Right.
All right, man. What else I got here? Oh man, Breonna Taylor. Remember we talked about Breonna Taylor case, and
with the no knock warrants.
The no knock warrant, and then for years, none of the police were held accountable for their actions, and then in recent months, a couple of the cops were charged. And now that the Department of Justice is asking to drop all the charges against the cops that were facing charges, which is crazy.
And the charges was a slap on the wrist.
Well, initially, they didn't even want to charge the Kentucky police didn't want to charge anyone, which was very disappointing. And Kentucky was led by a black attorney general too. So you would have thought that a black man understands the plight of some black folks being overly dealt with excessively by the law enforcement. But of course, this black attorney general was a Trumper. He was a Trumper, and he said, we did an investigation and we determined that nothing illegal was done. It wasn't until the feds came in and started to charge the officers. And let me read this article here. It says here, as a federal judge weighs the Department of Justice request to dismiss charges against 2 former police officers whose actions are tied to the March 13th, 2020 raid that killed Breonna Taylor. Now, it's been 5 years, man. Her mother has criticized the DOJ's move and called for those officers to be held accountable. She was killed because of their lies and negligence, and somebody should be held accountable for that. Taylor's mom, Tamika Palmer, said Tuesday in an interview with ABC News, the Justice Department has asked a federal court in a filing Friday to drop the charges against Joshua James and Kyle Meany, two former Louisville police officers who were charged in 2022 with providing false information on a search warrant that led to the fatal 2020 police raid at Taylor's home. They were also charged with civil rights violations. So Joshua James, I remember, he's the one that wrote the warrant, and he's the one that went to the judge and with a warrant full of lies and got a judge to sign off on that. That should be a crime. I mean, it is a crime. What do you mean it should be a crime? I should say that should be a crime that's prosecuted against Officer Joshua James. But for some reason, I'm believing because it's this Trump administration, they're asking the court to dismiss the charges against these two cops. The DOJ has asked the judge to drop the charges against the two officers in Breonna Taylor case in the interest of justice. You heard that one before?
Yes, sirski.
In the interest of justice. Asked about the statements from officer attorneys, Palmer said, Breonna doesn't get to come back. She doesn't get to put it behind her, adding that for every day that has been March 13th when her daughter was killed.
Welcome back. Federal prosecutors have asked a judge to drop charges against two former officers tied to the raid that led to the deadly shooting of Breonna Taylor. The Louisville, Kentucky officers are accused of falsifying the warrant used to enter Taylor's apartment in 2020. Taylor was then shot to death by police after they broke down the door of her apartment while serving a no-knock drug warrant looking for a former boyfriend who no longer lived there. Taylor's boyfriend at the time fired at the officers, and Taylor was killed as police fired back. Police did not find any drugs or cash inside Taylor's apartment. In September of 2020, the city agreed to a $12 million wrongful death settlement to Taylor's family. And joining us now is Breonna Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, and family attorney Lanita Baker. Thank you both so much for joining us. Tamika, just want to start with your reaction when you heard that the DOJ wants charges dismissed altogether.
Confused and mad. Disrespectful.
Understood. And Lanita, judges have already reduced the charges twice for each officer. What do you know about why prosecutors are moving to dismiss the charges?
We know absolutely nothing about why they are moving to dismiss the charges. They did not communicate that with Ms. Palmer until Friday, probably an hour before the motion was filed. So we have no information about why they made the motion to dismiss. But what we do know is that Joshua James is guilty of lying to secure a search warrant, and he and Joshua Meany and Ms. Goodlett, Kelly Goodlett, who's already pled guilty, did work to cover up what happened. And so they are guilty of a crime and they should be held accountable. And it's very disappointing and disingenuous for the Department of Justice to dismiss these charges.
And Tamika, an attorney for former Detective Joshua James, said that they are, quote, elated with this development. Former Sergeant Kyle Meany's attorney said he's incredibly grateful for this filing and is looking forward to putting this matter behind him and moving forward with his life. Given that you have lost your daughter, I'm just curious what the last 6 years have been like for you and your ability to put this behind you and move forward with your own life.
That is, wow, to get it behind him is insane. They committed a crime, so there's no getting it behind you. Breonna doesn't get to come back. She doesn't get to put it behind her. She was killed because of their lies and negligence, and somebody should be held accountable for that. And this, for me, every day since that day has been March the 13th. There's no putting it behind me.
Ahead of the judge's decisions, what would you like people to remember about your daughter?
Just that, she deserved to be here. She deserved to live her life, and she was in her own home, and she committed no crime. She had no criminal history. She wasn't even a target of the investigation. They had no legal reason to be there.
And to that point that you said she wasn't the target of the investigation, she hadn't committed a crime, she was in her own home, and yet she was shot to death. Who deserves to be held responsible for that?
The officers that were charged. That unfortunately the Department of Justice is executing a political agenda. The officers who the DOJ just filed motions to dismiss for should absolutely be held accountable. The message that they are sending is that it is okay for police officers to go out there and lie to effectuate, to get search warrants. They lied under oath. They lied when they wrote out the warrant, and they lied when they went before the judge and swore under oath that they were telling the truth. And the DOJ is sending a message that that is okay, and it's okay even if people die. And that's unfortunate, and it's not what we should be expecting of our police officers. And so those are the officers that should be held accountable.
Ms. Palmer, I know it's been a long fight for you now for the past 6 years. Are you confident that you will continue this fight?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because again, Breonna did nothing wrong. And to say that it's okay to lie and tell whatever story you want to break down someone's door is unacceptable.
Tamika Palmer, Lanita Baker, we thank you both so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's no putting it behind me, she said. Federal prosecutors allege that Janes and Meany provided false information on search warrants that allowed plainclothes Louisville officers to enter Taylor's Louisville home to serve a no-knock warrant as they searched for a former boyfriend who wasn't even living there anymore. Officers broke down the door of Taylor's apartment, and then her current boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, who thought someone was breaking into the home, fired one shot with a handgun, striking one of the officers in the leg. 3 other officers returned fire, shooting 32 bullets into the apartment. Isn't that crazy? One bullet gets 32 in return. The government undertook a further review of this matter. The DOJ said in a Friday filing, based on that review and in the exercise of its discretion, the government has determined that this case should be dismissed in the interest of justice. So there you go, man. It looks like the government, which is a Trump-led DOJ, is going to
let these dudes get away with murder.
100%, man. 100%. And we thought that finally, after years, at least some officers, not the officers that did the shooting, but the officers that produced the warrant based on lies, were going to get charged and be held accountable. But no, these officers might escape from this. And can you believe they wanted to charge Kenneth Taylor for shooting the cop one time? They did charge him, but they dismissed that case after a week or so.
Yeah, man, that wasn't even. They were looking for him. She got a whole new relationship. Like y'all probably months late.
Yeah, they put on I believe on the warrant, they put all kind of lies. They put that Breonna Taylor was involved in drug trafficking. They put that her boyfriend that they were looking for was going to be at that unit, which he wasn't. I mean, so many mistakes in that warrant. And sometimes these judges have to look at this and be like, I don't know if I'm going to sign this one. Do we have proof? Do you have evidence? I think the judge needs to be held somewhat accountable as well.
But the judge, they already programmed to think that the police officers don't lie. They tell the truth.
Nah, even though the officer lied, judges need to be smart enough to be able to read through the BS. Y'all sign these warrants. You've been signing warrants for 20 years. Some of these warrants that come across the judge's bench are fishy, and they need to start being held accountable for letting some of these signing off on these fishy warrants.
2011, my mom's house phone was tapped, right?
Yeah.
And once okay, you get a warrant to tap a line. When they don't find anything and it's the end of it, they mail you something and let you know it's been tapped. And on there it said narcotics. And it said Ascari Banks. And then it say the 2 phone lines that was AT&T under my brother name that was mine, and my brother that it was tapped, but I don't have no history of dealing drugs or anything. So I used to, so when that came, I'm like, well, what's the narcotics things about? Well, what is that about? You know what I'm saying? I think that might have been fictitious just to get a warrant and listen to my phone calls, because I don't have a history of dealing drugs, or you know what I'm saying?
Maybe it came from one of their confidential sources that was lying to get out of something. They be like, hey, you got anything on Munchie B? Oh, yeah. He be selling cocaine over here on such and such street. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm positive. And then they use these information from these confidential informants all the time. And we know confidential informants lie. You know, they lie half the time. So, you know, it ended up causing Breonna Taylor her life. Probably a confidential informant lying to the police to get a warrant. But one thing that did come out of this case is that the Brent Hankinson, he's the shooter. I believe it was his bullets that killed Breonna. He was convicted of a civil rights offense in Taylor's death and was sentenced to 2 years, 9 months a while ago. But that's not enough. That's not enough time for taking a life.
No, not at all.
2 years.
Not at all.
Yeah. All right. What else I had here? Oh, yeah, this 4 gunmen are wanted for a 2025 shooting that happened in the Hunnits. And they've just released, they didn't release footage, they released screenshots of the shooters. And they got good images of the shooters. But, hey, today's shooters, they're masked up, man, from head to toe. And that's the new, I guess that's the new thing now, huh? What year did this shooters, is this a result of COVID? Is this a kind of a COVID thing? Everybody got masked up in COVID and then they just stayed masked up? Or did these shootings start pre-COVID?
No, I think, you know, it started with the light cameras. When you got the red light, you get flashed, and then from there, people first used to have money to have cameras on your house. Everybody got a Ring camera. You know what I mean? So, and then fast forward today, you got license plate readers. You go down Fig, you know what I'm saying? They can hit your license plate, read your license plate, so everybody masked up now.
Yeah, them license plate readers are no joke. I rented a car when I was in New York about a year ago, and I parked it a couple blocks away from a hotel that I was staying at. And the following morning, I didn't remember where I parked the car. So I'm walking around. I was walking around for an hour looking for this car. And then I saw an NYPD officer, and I gave him the information to my rental car. I'm like, man, I can't find this car. He typed in my license plate number from the rental car and told me all the places that I had drove through in the last 24 hours.
That's crazy.
I was like, wow. He was like, hey, were you driving to such and such? I was like, yeah, I was there yesterday. Okay, do you cross this bridge? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's when it hit me. I didn't know it was that sophisticated until this cop off the street told me every bridge I crossed. And then he said, your car is still on. I was on the island of Manhattan. Manhattan is an island. I was in Manhattan. He said, your car is still here in Manhattan. It didn't get stolen, because if it would have crossed the bridge, I would have a picture of you crossing the bridge right now. So your car is somewhere where you forgot where you parked it. Because I was like, damn, somebody must have stole my rental car.
Hey, it's crazy, right? I think you could move from New York to the West Coast, move to California, and then adjust quite quickly. But if it's the other way around, it'd be kind of more difficult to adjust coming from the West Coast to New York, bro. Because all these, what's it called, a toll?
Oh yeah, the tolls.
Yeah, you gotta pay a toll to go across a bridge, and man, it's a lot, bro. Subways.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean, even the people with money is on the subway.
Oh yeah, everyone.
Like, I can't get jiggy with New York, man.
Politicians be on the subway sometimes.
I can't do it. I couldn't be a New Yorker.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Too much traffic.
But you get used to it. I know how to drive around the 5 boroughs without paying tolls. I know which bridges are charging and which bridges don't charge. Sometimes it's going to take an extra 10 minutes to get to your destination. But if you don't want to spend $25 in tolls, and you don't mind taking a little detour for 10 extra minutes, cross this other bridge. You ain't got to pay for it. You know, to cross the G-Dub right now is like $20.
I don't know. I couldn't do New York, bro. Like I think California, we spoiled.
That's why they call them freeways. That's where the word free in freeways comes from. Because I guess California was determined never to have to charge the people, but then they charging us regardless. We paying taxes and all kind of other things. So the freeways ain't really free.
I love California, I ain't gonna lie.
All right, man. So back to this story. 4 gunmen wanted for killing South Los Angeles man at his birthday party.
Damn.
And they got pictures of the shooters and they got pictures of their cars. Now, I believe our license plate readers are probably just as sophisticated as anywhere else.
I don't think it's in the Westmount area where this crime is taking place, though.
Okay. It says here, authorities are offering a reward as they search for the suspects who shot and killed a man at his birthday party in South L.A. Now, this happened on April 5th, 2025. Friends and family had gathered at the home on the 11,100 block of Manhattan Place to celebrate Marvin Randolph's 48th year. Around 2:17 p.m., Randolph was standing by the garage when an SUV suddenly pulled up to the home. 4 armed suspects exited the car and opened fire. Randolph and 4 others were struck by gunfire. Randolph suffered multiple gunshot wounds in the upper torso and died at the scene. The other victims were injured but survived. And then they have a picture of all 4 of these guys running. And there is no way on God's green earth that you can identify these people unless you understand the way they walk or run. And only a family member would be like, oh, yeah, that's my son running. You know, only a family member would know who these people are.
Right.
It's almost impossible. Maybe that's why this is a story right now in 2026. But these guys are masked up all the way. And I'm sure the clothes that they're wearing is discarded. Yeah,
they burnt that.
One guy got on some Adidas sweatpants with a black hoodie. Black Adidas sweatpants with a black hoodie. That's gone.
If it ain't gone, it's gone now. After you watch this, it's out.
Oh yeah, after he sees this posted. It says here the gunman sped away from the scene before authorities arrived, according to the sheriffs. Deputies later found the suspect's car abandoned near 106th and St. Andrews. So that's just 4 blocks away from here. From where this happened. Surveillance video captured the 4 suspects running from the vehicle and placing what appeared to be firearms on a nearby trailer. All 4 were wearing dark-colored clothing and face masks. Shortly after, a man in a dark-colored vehicle pulled up to the abandoned firearms and retrieved them. So ain't that slick? All 4 of the shooters dropped their guns in a spot and then continued to flee. And then some 5th dude came and picked up all the guns. And then fled in another direction. I guess they're doing that in case these 4 guys get pulled over. They don't get pulled over with no weapon. It says shortly after, a man in a dark-colored vehicle picked up the abandoned firearms. Okay. Although a motive remains under investigation, detectives believe Randolph was an innocent victim of a gang-related shooting and had no relation or connection with the gunman. Randolph leaves behind a loving family, members and friends who are devastated by this tragic loss. Probably the other victims were the targets, that because this is a party. These guys didn't just go to a party and start shooting innocent people for no reason.
So they left the vehicle right there too. They said the vehicle was abandoned. They didn't put the burners in the trailer, or was they saying the trailer was abandoned?
Yeah, the trailer was abandoned.
So they hopped back in that car and kept it pushing after they ditched the burners.
They actually ditched that car. They ditched their car.
Okay.
And then got into another car, I guess, which is unknown. Let me see here. There's also pictures of their car that they fled in. And it says the County Board of Supervisors has approved a $10,000 reward. We are committed to seeking justice for Mr. Randolph. And that's pretty much it. It's always interesting when they offer a reward, because that means when they offer a reward, that means they have not a clue of, even though they got these 4 guys right here on camera, they got all 4 of them right in this picture right here, but they have no clue who these 4 guys are.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was strategically mapped out for sure.
Do you recall this incident? About it says here in April of 2025.
Nah.
1000 block 1100 block of South Manhattan.
Hard time hustlers.
Yeah. And let me see. I might have a video for this.
They went to play ball on them dudes.
I'm Lieutenant Hermano Chua from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Homicide Bureau. We're here to bring renewed attention to the tragic murder of 58-year-old Marvin Randolph. On the evening of April 5th, 2025, Mr. Randolph was on the northwest corner of Manhattan Place and Lohengrin Street. He was there with friends and family celebrating his birthday. While the group was gathered near the garage, an SUV traveled westbound on Lohengrin Street just past the location. 4 individuals exited the SUV armed with handguns that would appear to be an assault-style weapon. The suspects opened fire, striking Mr. Randolph and 4 additional victims inside the garage. The shooters then re-entered the SUV and fled westbound on Lohengrin Street towards Wilton Place. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Supervisor Holly Mitchell and the entire Board of Supervisors for approving a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction of those responsible. If you have any information, no matter how small it may seem, we urge you to please come forward and contact Sheriff's Homicide at 323-890-5500. Or if you prefer to remain anonymous, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Thank you.
Now, multiple people were hit. Randolph may be an innocent victim. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the source here. But I will say sometimes we read that they were an innocent victim and it turns out, they was banged out, or they was an OG. But it says here that Randolph was an innocent victim. But it also says that other people were shot. So maybe they were shooting at the group that Randolph was standing in and just happened to be the one that had succumbed to his injuries. And the other people were fortunate enough to survive. But I'm sure the sheriffs know exactly what hood these guys were from and obviously what hood the party was at,
Yeah, they go do their due diligence. But at this point, it's an ID case.
The only way that this case can get solved is somebody tell.
And then it still come down to an ID case.
And is somebody going to tell for $10,000?
I doubt it. That ain't enough.
$10,000 is the first level that they usually approve. It'll go higher.
Yeah, and you only get the 10,000 when you get a conviction.
Yeah.
It ain't like you'll call and say who it is and they go give you 10 bands. They don't work that way.
But this is pretty slick how these guys plan to
it's sophisticated.
Ditch the straps.
Yeah, get away from that.
Which is you never want to get caught with the gun. Never want to get caught with the gun. But apparently they got a lot of footage. They even have footage of the car picking up the ditched guns. So he's going to be an accomplice if they ever find him. But I believe all these cars were stolen vehicles that were used. So
yeah, because they just left that one car there.
Yeah, they just left that there. So yeah, man, 2005 shooting is becoming a front story in 2026. And what else? Here's our final story, man. Do you remember the name Adva Lavie?
Yes, Sirski.
Adva Lavie.
I remember her.
She was on the run.
Right? Pretty misleading ass.
Yeah. Pretty face. I don't know if she was Persian. What was she?
A manipulator. That's what she was.
She's definitely a manipulator. She's one of those ones that use her attraction to lure in men to rob. But she's in custody, bro.
Oh, they finally got up with her?
They finally caught up with her. L.A. model accused of meeting online men, burglarizing their homes, faces 6 felony charges.
Elderly man.
Yeah.
She used to target the older dudes.
It says here, a Los Angeles-based model accused of meeting men online and burglarizing their homes has been ordered to stand trial on 6 felony charges. Adva Lavie, also known as Mia Ventura, she got aliases, was held to answer on 2 counts of unauthorized use of a personal identifying information, 2 counts of grand theft, 1 count of first-degree residential burglary with person present, and 1 count of first-degree residential burglary. She previously pled not guilty to all charges. This ruling means the evidence in this case will now be presented before a jury. said LADA Nathan Hockman. We will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this defendant exploited the trust built through online relationships to gain access to victims' homes and steal from them. Her ability to deceptively influence others, whether in person or online, has come to an end. Our office is committed to holding accountable anyone who uses deception and manipulation to prey on others. Lavie is scheduled to be arraigned on April 6th in Van Nuys. She has been released from custody on an ankle monitor and is ordered to stay away from the named victims. Hey, what you think about that? She got an OR, bro. This chick.
No, she out on bail. She said bail. They said bail.
It say bail? It said.
Yeah, the bail bars been through the ankle thing on there. They want to make sure they get their money.
It just says she's been released from custody. Okay, so that release from custody means she bonded out?
Yeah, the bail bonds through the ankle thing on there. But yeah, she gonna get like 5 years. She'll get 5.
It says here if she's convicted of all counts, she's facing up to 11.
She gonna get 5.
So you think she'll get a little less than half that?
Yeah, she'll get 5. Because all the other stuff, because residential burglary, that's a strike. That's an easy like 2 with 85 for 3 years. But I say she get like 5 years.
Let me see what her bail was. It doesn't.
I could guess it.
I want to look it up while you think about that.
It was between 80 and 150,000. I say like 80, around 80.
Let me see here.
I'm staying firm on 80.
Let me look her up. Adva Lavie. She's a little sneaky chick, boy. Sneaky girl.
I'm a thief too. Let me steal your heart, baby.
Okay, here we go. Adva Lavie. She's only 27 years old. She was born in 1997. And let's see, because she already bailed out, they might not even have it on here.
Yeah, it might say 00000.
Oh, it says here 50,000.
Easy peasy. She gonna get like, I'll take it all right from between 3 and 5 years, bro.
You think that's a low bail though for all the shit she been doing?
Yeah, 50,000 ain't nothing.
For all that damage she did, 50,000.
All she gotta do is give him $1,000 and make payments.
Yeah,
'cause you only pay 10%. That's 5,000. That like she easy peasy. She out. She'll keep waving time and be out here living her life.
She actually
I said 80, but I was throwing the 8 because I was thinking 50, but I threw the extra 30 because it's high profile at this point. It's been blasted all on the news and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she did a good job at being on the run.
Oh yeah, she lasted.
But we all know that eventually the long arm of the government is going to catch up with you. I got a YouTube video here of her recent update on Adva Lavie. Adva Lavie. Here we go.
A local model with a jet-set social media image is now facing serious criminal charges. Detectives say Adva Lavie used dating apps and friendships to rob, steal, and extort wealthy older men and younger women. They say she posed as a girlfriend or travel companion, then stole cash, credit cards, and high-end designer items. Lavie is now under home detention with an ankle monitor and has pleaded not guilty. Detectives say more alleged victims are coming forward.
It said they showed a picture. She was pet of the month in 23. Pet of Mia Ventura, July 2023, pet of the month for some magazine.
I don't even know what that means.
It just means she was the hottest chick of the month. In a bikini here. She looks Eastern European. She kind of reminds me of a Kim Kardashian type chick. Kim being from, or her dad was from.
I predict she'll get off with a strike in like 3 years. She ain't gonna do no time like that.
But shit, it sounds like she's just gonna get right back to what she was doing before. If she gets a slap on the wrist, she ain't gonna stop.
I mean, to me, that sound like a slap on the wrist, but to her, it might be some. You know what I'm saying? She ain't used to sitting in no cells, but she's a master manipulator for sure.
Shit, I wouldn't be shocked if she got probation for this. Just keep dragging this out, and agree to some probation.
With a good enough lawyer. She need Jovan Blacknell.
I don't know if Jovan Blacknell takes these type of cases though.
She need Jovan Blacknell.
Hey, if she can afford Jovan Blacknell,
I think she can. She got some money put up.
Yeah, she's out. She's
all this manipulation she been putting on and robbing elderly men. No, I believe she got some money put up. She got a little bag.
But these girls ain't gonna be saving no money. They
I think she did. I don't think she's a dummy. I don't think she just rip people off and splurge.
Well, we'll find out.
Especially when you know you're on the run. It's about to come to an end soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they've been looking for her since last year.
Right. That's when we covered it.
And I had to do an update on Adva Lavie. Maybe we can get her to pull up.
Pull up like Huggies, Adva.
Hey, a lot of these people, they might be scared of the criminal justice system and want to go into some other sort of career. Hey, she'd be a good podcaster. We did play a clip of her. She was on a podcast.
When she was on the podcast,
I forgot what she said.
She got up from the panel. She got up from the seat to go take a tinkle, go to the ladies' room. When she went to go take a tinkle, she went and wiped everybody out that left their purses in the green room, took all their money, their credit cards, and then came back and sat right back down and accompanied everybody else and resumed and answered questions. And by the end of the show, everybody know that they then knew they was robbed without a gun.
Hey, she seems like she has an addictive nature to just stealing.
Right.
That's diabolical. Let me go steal from my
in her genetics.
my co-host purses while I'm here. Nobody gonna be able to trust her now that she's gonna get blasted all over social media.
Because we gonna partner up, baby.
All right, man. Let's get that video with Mozzy, man.
Man, shout out Mozzy, man. Shout out Oak Park. Shout out Macramento. Macramento in the building, Sacramento. We gonna get it in. And of course, I didn't disrespect the Crips, man. I'm on a different path. I'm straight politicking with Alex Alonzo 101. We ain't doing that.
From Sacktown, the Bay Area, and back down.
That part.
Who said that?
My boy Pac.
There you go.
Long live him.
And tap in StreetTV for all your straight politicking clips. Make sure if you want to listen to this, we're on all the audio podcast platforms, Spotify, iHeart, Apple, and we out.